how big my head probably looks at the moment as well. But so to give you a brief context, I graduated from chemistry with honours at UWA in 2014, and then last year I was working for SciTech. So tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about the PhD because it's something I wanted to do for a really long time, and I'm sure there's a few other people in the audience who will also be considering that pathway. And also because I really found it to be the hardest thing I've decided to undertake. And there's definitely been quite a few points throughout this year where I've wondered whether I'm actually cut out for the PhD and whether I'll actually be able to make it through, well, the next 2.5 years now. So upon starting at UQ, I was basically told that I could research what I wanted for the next 3 years, and you really can't get more self-directed than that, especially as I'm jumping into an engineering field from chemistry, so I don't even have the basic knowledge base there. So I've spent the better part of this year pinning down what my PhD is actually going to be about, and I basically ended up coming full circle, so returning to the initial reason that I actually contacted the lab group at UQ, because I realised that in order to make it through in the next 3.5 years, I really need to stick with the core issues that I was passionate about. And for me, this is looking at sustainability and how we can couple a modern lifestyle with sustainable consumption. So my thesis is going to be on biodegradable plastics for food packaging applications. And so I'm working both on the materials development side of this, as well as the analysis of the materials and biodegradable products in a broader context of food waste and waste management systems within Australia. So I'm definitely feeling much more settled now that I have a clear topic, but I also realised I really need to sit down and suss out why I was finding this PhD so hard. I wondered whether there were a few changes I could implement so that the next couple of years can be a bit more of an enjoyable experience. So when I was thinking back over the last year, something that really stuck out to me was that I'm struggling with this PhD because I'm basically missing continuous appraisal or someone to continuously confirm that I'm doing a good job. So in every other education system that I've been in and how they're set up, the structure is really around continuous assessment. And although this can definitely introduce stress, at the same time, if you're getting good grades, it's a continuous dose of confirmation that you've got a good mark, you're doing a good job, and then you work again and you get another good mark and you go, oh, great, I'm doing a good job. And this has now been completely removed in the PhD. And I think I'm struggling because I don't actually know how to tell myself that I'm doing a good job, or even feel comfortable and confident in judging that. So until now, I've always been waiting for someone else to deliver that information, that I'm doing a good job, and then I work really hard again until I get that dose of confirmation again. But I realise I actually need to develop my skills of self-appraisal, and then this very closely ties in with self-motivation to get through the PhD. And I think this is something that we could all be working on actively all the time, and it's something that I would have worked on more actively in my undergraduate if I was going to do that again. So when I was thinking through this issue for myself, I came up with a bit of a strange analogy, but it helped me thinking through the way I've sort of approached my PhD and how I should approach it. And so I thought I'd share it. So it's basically thinking how I train to go running using my GPS watch. And this tells me what pace I'm running at. And this is perfect for training. But with running, I actually know that it's really good sometimes to go running without the watch. See what it feels like to set a good, or what I think is a decent pace, and then at the end back calculate my speed and see how my personal perception of what I thought, or the pace I thought I was keeping, actually matched up with how I was managing to perform. And this is a really important exercise because otherwise you become really reliant on looking at your watch every 3 steps to find out if you're doing a good job or running as fast as you want to. And you can't confidently set your own pace. So then when you forget the watch, you're left feeling really lost. And if someone at the end of the run asks you if you've done a good job or if you did a good run, you actually can't confidently answer. So basically, in my PhD study so far, I think I've been forgetting to occasionally go running without the watch, and actually this is true for all of my studies. So I haven't spent enough time actively developing my own standards. Basically, I was always just setting out to achieve at the highest possible level, and now I've hit the problem that in the PhD there's absolutely no upper limit. So I've started my PhD like starting a 10-kilometer race at an absolute sprint, and that's not sustainable or enjoyable. So I'm really working on how to change my approach to work. And I think this is something we could all benefit from spending some time developing a really clear understanding of the quality and quantity of work we produce. And so I think a good way to train for this is to actively think about what you think a piece of work is worth before you receive comments on it, and then benchmark your own perception of it to the comments you're receiving, and from there build up your own internal ability to assess yourself. So a simple way I've started to implement this is in my supervisor meetings. So until now, I basically just worked really hard and then got really stressed by the time it came up to my fortnightly supervisor meeting. And then I'd feel really great afterwards because they'd tell me that I'd done enough work and I was doing a really good job. But now I'm trying to actually do a more realistic appraisal of my work before I head into that meeting, and then see how this measures up to my supervisor's opinion, so that I can actually start to develop a more stable level of work, rather than sort of having to reach a stress peak every 2 weeks before I get told that I'm doing a good job. So after this bit of a discussion of the trials I feel I've been facing in my PhD, I also wanted to spend a few minutes just talking about the Wespact Future Leader Scholarship and my experience with this, because it's been a very key part of my first year, and particularly the other scholars on it have been a really key part. So in my opinion, the committee has just selected the most amazing group of 17 postgraduate students from a really wide variety of fields, but what I think really classifies everyone there is a very strong environmental and social conscience. So one of the women actually lives in Bolivia, another spends a lot of time in the Philippines working on social projects there. The rest of us in Australia are actually all focusing on environmental issues. So something I definitely feel with the Wespact Scholarship, and I felt exactly the same with the Fogarty Scholarship, is that financial support is one thing, but you really can't underestimate the power of being connected to a group of other driven, passionate people. So there's many of my fellow scholars in Fogarty and Wespact who I really deeply admire, and the drive and determination that this gives me is just unparalleled. And I would say that it's really important to capitalise and develop on these friendships, and that's something I've been working on. And so I've got no idea who's in the audience tonight, but I really look forward to catching up with some of you over the summer. So in preparing this talk, I actually asked some of the other Wespact scholars to tell me what they found inspiring about being involved with the scholarship group. And I just wanted to read you one which I actually thought just perfectly captured all of the sentiments that I was, or the overall feelings that I was receiving. So quoting from Gemma, she said, "For me, I didn't realise how many passionate and driven people were also dreaming big. It's really easy to become isolated in this world and have your ideas and goals discouraged. So to be involved in a group where big ideas are encouraged and failure isn't seen as an indicator of potential, unless you give up, of course, gives me so much hope. I think a support network is a necessary ingredient for success, and this can be very hard to find. And I'm so grateful we can all be that support network for each other." And so I really agree with this. Basically, the Fogarty Pack is the access to a support network, which is really important, and it's what I really value in the scholarship so far. So another point I also found interesting and very comforting was at the first Wespact meeting, when I was sitting there feeling totally overawed by all of the other scholars who I thought were absolutely amazing, was to find out that each of them were also sitting there feeling totally overwhelmed in a room of the other people that they thought were amazing scholars. So since finding that out, I realised I needed to make a bit of a subtle shift in the way I was viewing having received the Wespact scholarship and the way I was viewing having received the Shogun scholarship as well. So I've basically always held on to the thought that I can do this because I've gotten a scholarship and thus other people believe in me. But I really need to shift that and realize that I'm fully capable of everything before I get the scholarship. And I got the scholarship because I can do it. And it's sort of a subtle shift, but it's definitely a change in the way you mentally view your capabilities. And this is very true for everyone sitting in the audience tonight. And so this shift in thinking ties back in with the idea of developing a confident self-evaluation that I was sort of talking about before. And so I guess just to conclude, I'm now sitting with the thought that you should always be humble, but you should really work on your ability to determine your self-worth. Yeah, so thank you.